Yep, we're going. Here we go. There we go. All righty. Excuse me. Um, hey, everybody. Hey, Dale. Um, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Now, today, we're not actually building it, we're looking at it. Yes, we are. I got a new kit in the mail yesterday, and I came up with an idea I did. This kit is related to, I'll explain as I go along. Otherwise, I'll just sit here waffling, and I'm sure there's other things you'd rather see than me just waffling. Now, first up, oh, hey, David, how you doing? If you guys want to click on, just let me know, and I'll flick the link out. Otherwise, I'll just keep on doing my thing. Oh, coffee. Dearie me. Now, first things first. Lights. Now, depending on how long having a gander at the kit takes, I have some painting that I can do. As you can see, I've got a boom. It's pretty much out there to be done, as it were. Now, here we go. Now, first up, this is obviously not a kit. This is a little matchbox car. Now, when I was a boy, and I was once, it's true, I had a toy Lamborghini. Now, this, I thought that's what I was buying. The one I had was a bigger one. And I have tried to track that size one down. It was a different color to this one, but that doesn't matter. I'll paint the one I'm building the color that I used to have. This, however, is and remains complete with wrapping paper. A original 1972 Lesney Products Matchbox Lamborghini Miura. Boom. And what I'm going to do is have that out on display in front of the one I build. That's the idea. Now, when I did that, I thought, what I could do was build a few other cars from my childhood. And I've decided this I will now do. I'm going to do a V-dub. Now, depending on what type I get will affect what color I give it. If it's one of the ones with the broader light at the back from the early 70s, I have options on a light green or a sunburst orange, because my gramps had one of those, and so did a family friend. Now, here, I'm getting back more to the point, is, let me just zoom out, there we go, our kit. Look at that car, that is dead sexy. Okay, let's have a look. Now, it's probably going to be, I'd say, the better part of a month before I actually... There's a curious feature. The wheel rims are clear, so far as I can see. Or is that chromed? Oh, sexiness. Oh, well done, Hasegawa. Check this, guys. Let me just... Those wheels come, in fact, a whole stack of oh, well done. This you got to see. I'm a bit excited now. Yeah, chrome. Wow, this is the first time I've seen this. This is just stuff to me. Let me get a pair of scissors. I should probably put on protection as well. I'm a bit excited, I tell you. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, 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 ho. That's a bit good. Oh, dearie me. Actually, you guys probably don't know who Big Kev was, do you? Big Kev was an Australian businessman, and he did his own ads. And that is sweet. Oh. Oh. Yeah, sure, man. It's all good to the hood, in the hood. Oh, yes, it is shiny, mate. And shiny. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is good. That is very cool. That's, yeah, just dead sexy. Should give me a bit of a zoom in on it. Look at that. Where is it? It's up. Look at that grill. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think I need a cigarette. Dearie me. Oh, that is so pretty. Pretty. It's pretty swish, man. I gotta say, to have encountered that as a first up thing to see out of the bag, oh dear Lord. You know what I mean? It automatically has me going, I want to get everything else done so that I can get onto this one. It's just, I must say, I've had some Hasegawa kits that are very basic. This, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And one more time for good measure. Oh yeah. What I might use, I have this marvelous stuff. Hang on. I find this fantastic for those occasions when you want to glue and make sure it's pretty much invisible. And yeah, a toothpick is your friend in such matters. But thank you for the tip. Now let's have a look at this other stuff. By golly, oh guys, dear oh dear, where does that go? I wonder if that's. I had that super sexy grill. Oh, look at that. Here we go. I'll zoom in a bit again. I'll move the light around. Look at how much nice detail comes on the dash. That could be going that way. Oh, look at that. That is it's a very nice. Oh, and that's the top of the dash. So actually, no, it goes that way. There we go. Of course, because they drive on the left-hand side in Europe. Hang on. You're not going to get a clear picture unless I do. Now, here we go. So that way around, I guess, because that goes on top. That makes sense. But even that's really swish. And I believe, give me a moment. They showed this some stuff on. Oh yeah. Oh, that's it. Protection required. Oh dear God. Oh yeah. Wait till you check this out, guys. This is sexiness. Oh dear Lord. And possibly. Now, bearing in mind it has the scale to do this, but some of the stuff on this, yeah, just next level shit. I believe that's the technical term, kids. Next level shit. Hasegawa can be well proud of themselves for this one, I'd say. We'll get these staples out of the way so as I can show you what I'm drawing over. I think I'm going to be doing a lot of drawing during this unboxing, but never mind. Come here, you. By golly, by gosh, by crikey. There we go. Here we go. Now, alrighty. Now, very obviously, here are our get those pieces of bits out of the way. Hit the button. There we go. Right, that's much better. Right, now here very obviously are our, and I can even see why they've done it that way. That is really well thought out too. Because we've got these, they go that way obviously, do they? Either way, yeah, that way. These decals, those two go into there. And they've, because of how they've done that with that cover, you can slide them in very easily to there. That's smart. These are conversely very easy if you turn it that way. Oh, bravo, children. I say. It's a jolly good display, what? And boom shakalaka laka wop bamboo. There we go, kids. And there's it just keeps coming up, Robster. Yeah, sure, man. Hang on a moment, I'll just zoom out. Rip. Invite. Copied. Paste. And send. There we go. Alrighty. Now, anyway, so yeah, they've thought that through really well. Now, something else I'm a bit chipper and chirpy about, as if I wasn't chipper and chirpy enough, these little Lamborghinis, there we go, I believe go on the engine block, which is kind of cool. They've gone to all that is. I'm a happy camper, kids. It's true. Here's obviously the cockpit area, chairs, just swish. All right, zoom out. Here we go. Boom. How you doing?
Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing?
I'll just turn the volume up. All righty. These would be the exhausts, obviously. Very cool. Very happy thus far.
Put yourself back on big screen and finish your presentation.
Hang on a moment. Pardon? Didn't catch that.
I say put yourself back on big screen and finish your
Okay,
presentation.
yep. There we go. Now, very smooth. Oh, here's the engine. Oh, yeah. There is no bad part to this kit, I'm here to tell you.
Oh, that looks lovely.
Oh, yeah, giggity. Oh, yeah, this is, the bottom is very smooth, but you would be unsurprised with that with the sports car, because, of course, they're going to want to minimize. Oh, look at that. Suspension.
Shockers. Shocker absorbers.
Yeah, bless their cotton socks. Or, as I have discussed at length with my housemate, in the contemporary era, it's more a case of bless their cotton polyester blend.
Yes. I was having a
that's
conversation
cool.
about the political correctness earlier on. It's silly. But
Oh, even the tires are sexy.
they're rubber.
They even the tires are worth zooming in on, guys. Seriously. Let me get one of them out. Check this. Check this, by golly. Yeah. Look at that. That is pretty. No need to do anything to that. Apart, no.
I think paint it rubber black and it'll hide that little seam line that's in there. I think it'll take it away. I don't think you need to do any sanding or twitching or anything.
No. Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? It's
very nice. Very nice.
I is well impressed. Yeah. Let's see what else there is. Here's I should show the hull. There's nothing so special about the hull per se, is there? Nah. It's all very
standard styrene, not standard.
There's no
standard shell.
Yeah. There's no big giggity about that. Let's see what we have here. That gets me all excited. Side door panels, I would suggest.
Nice. I can see a bit of dry brushing on those.
Yeah. Is that? No, it isn't. I thought for a moment that it might be. That might be the top of the engine block and where the Lamborghini things go on to.
Yes, I think so, yeah. It looks like the shape of the bonnet.
And it'll be easy to do, which let's face it, at the end of the day, a good kit not only supplies the detail, it facilitates it, if you're saying it makes it easy for you.
There's a lot of kits that are out there that go too much into the detail, and then when you close the actual bonnet down on the car, you don't see it.
I've actually got a bit of that experience with the B17 I'm building.
Yeah.
I love my detail, and I'll take no prisoners with it. And here's a little thing that's probably no one's going to see, but look at those pedals.
Yeah, the pedals.
Right the way down to the little bit of grill pad on it.
I'm going to say a bit of silver dry brushing on there, and that'll pop like a cherry. As we say in the UK. Even the wishbones there looking fine. Got the rivets in it.
A very nice looking kit.
Brake discs.
Yeah. Here we go. Now I think we go. Yeah, that's the side that's going to be visible, obviously.
Yeah. So you got your brake discs there.
There's the steering wheel, which is, again, they've done a very nice job on. Now the color I'm going to do this is they've got it set. The reason it's got a red hull is because, as on the box, it's a red car.
Yeah.
Now the one I had when I was a boy was bronze. So I'm probably going to modify the paint job. Zoom out just a little. Accordingly, but the interior would be the same, and yada yada yada. Here we go. Here's the side door panels.
Yeah, but there's a lot of detail in that side door panel there.
You can have a lot of fun with that on its own.
You could.
And I will too. Yeah, okay. Final thing to look at. What do we have here? Now, these, which is not the final thing, so I haven't looked at the assembly sheets.
Chrome stickers.
Just yet. I'm not quite sure what the dealio is with these. I would say they go around the some gauges perhaps, or maybe vents. I'll find out.
Yeah, probably had lights as well. You might have a couple on the headlights.
Oh yeah. Let us find out. By golly. By golly, by gosh, by crikey. Now. It's a nice looking car. I mean, it's a Lamborghini. What do you reckon? They're not known for producing ugly ones. But, yeah. Do you know why Lamborghini produced sports cars? Or what the motivation behind them producing sports cars was? They used to produce tractors. Apparently Enzo Ferrari mocked them, saying, "Oh, they could never produce a sports car."
Oh yeah,
Which Mr. Lamborghini took exception.
It's just insane, especially like
So yeah, now just pop all this away because, well, you just do. I'm still well impressed with this chrome. That's so nice. Right the way down to the lights.
Right, cool. Well, sorry the time's been short, Mally, but
Yeah, nice. All right, let's have a look at this assembly sheet, shall we? We'll zoom out a bit. Not quite that far, but that's not a bad little amount. Let's have a look at the process here. Okay, these are just they show you with or what's what and where. Delay. Now, the ones with the funky little designs on them, they list as P1 by the looks. All right, let's have a look. So they have us doing the dash first, which, yeah, I can see that. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's... There we go. Can you see what I'm looking at? No, not really.
I'm not sure if Sproul's going tomorrow.
There we go. So, yeah, it's pretty much all done with. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Now, are these the colors they want us to paint it? Yes. Okay, so we paint. Ah, that's good detail from them again. They go into the different colors down to the individual switches there for you, which I think is cool. I like that. It makes me a happy man. It does. Now, along the way, something I should mention. So basically, we build the dash first, then the cockpit, which goes onto there. Yeah, I've got 2 Mustangs on the way as well. There's a reason I've got 2. I used to have a Matchbox Mustang. That was another car I really liked when I was a kid. So I figured I'd build that as well. But it's not actually my favorite type of Mustang. So I wanted one of those. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is have a Mustang shelf. I'm going to have not just Mustang cars, but the aircraft. Right. Yeah. I even like the way they do it. It's very clicks together almost the way it should. Nice job. And then we come to the engine, which, okay. Oh, look at that. So J11, right. Wow. They're very precise in their colouring, and they've gotten right down to the nitty gritties of it all without making it a pain in the ass. They've done real well. Now, once we've got the engine assembled, get that. You put that onto there. There's the wheel hubs, okay. Bing, bing. And that just, oh, hang on. There's a few little bits that need to go onto there that make, of course there are. There. Okay, so the interior's still got a bit to go on before you put the two parts together. Oh, super nice.
We're joined by Scotty. How you doing, Scott?
How you doing, man?
How you doing, buddy? You joining in?
Yeah, if he wants to come on in, the links are up.
Proper model of Scott is.
So they're given the chromed wheels, and further they've supplied little chromed bolts to go with it. It's just, there is, oh, look at that. You can have your lights up or down depending on your which you would prefer. Dear oh dear. The sexiness just keeps on coming.
Are you looking to replicate the Matchbox car or something?
Well, what I'll be doing was okay, goes like this. Here we go. Short answer, no. But give me a moment. I'll just fold this properly. Okay, now this one, as you can see, is gold.
Yeah.
The one I had when I was a boy was bronze. Now, I reckon I do have somewhere, if I were to take the time to look, I won't, because it was more of a ready metal. It was certainly not. I mean, to Vallejo, this is bronze. And that's not the color I'd be looking for.
No, I'm going to say that's way off.
Either way, I know the color I'm looking for, and I'm pretty sure I have it. If not, I'll go and get it. It's a metallic with a reddy brown sort of a color. See if I got a paint on hand that's sort of, or something that's a similar sort of color. That's not too far removed from the color.
Yeah,
but the one I'd be putting on would be lighter.
Do some swatches on some of the sprues and see what they turn out like.
Yeah, well, that's a thing as well, isn't it? But ultimately, the color I'll be doing is similar to this, and but lighter.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've got a bronzing game colour.
Like maybe a combination of those two, sort of a thing.
Yeah, that's what I say. If you chop a bit of sprue up and just tinker about and mix a few together, or try
Yeah.
and eat or
But
whatever.
ultimately, that was what I would be doing. Now, the answer with regards to would it be the same as the Matchbox car? The reason there's a but, the car or the paint job I'm doing it is based on a Matchbox car, just not this Matchbox car, if you follow. One thing I did kind of like about this was it came with the wrapping paper that whoever purchased this thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's something I certainly always appreciate was those little things. Now, I'll pop that away. I've got the my plans with the Mustang. I'm going to have 2 Mustang cars. I'm going to go a P51D with that. I'll zoom you out for a moment. I think I'll see about getting a P51B because I believe Armour Hobby do one. And I might do an F51. So I'll have Mustang aircraft, Mustang cars.
Problem
So
with,
a little Mustang setup.
the problem with Mustangs, there's so many different variants out there. It's unreal.
By mere virtue of the here we go. On that very subject, in fact, as a really good example, okay, we're talking about Mustangs, but let's face it, in origin, it's a horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we talking about the horse? Are we talking about the car? Are we talking about the aircraft?
Yeah.
Who knows? You know? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. There are and again, further to which there are within the car itself. How many variants? And then within the aircraft and so it goes. These are the things, kids. These are the things. Never mind. The trials and tribulations of scale modelling, eh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I tried to explain that to my neighbour earlier on. I was doing a little bit of work for him, and we got nattering, and I says, "Oh, I do the scale modelling, building kits and stuff like that, and obviously I do my 3D printing as well."
Yep.
And I says, best way to explain it is come downstairs and have a look in my flat and have a look at the models that I've done.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way for me to explain it.
Yeah, most people, when I say I do scale models, I have to, the easiest way I get them to understand what a scale model is, because some of them don't even know that, is those little tiny aircraft.
Yeah.
Oh. And you think, it shouldn't be that hard to work out, kids. Now, I may as well trim the insides of these where possible, because what I'm going to do next, I'm figuring I may as well just get back onto the B17. I've done pretty much all the relevant.
Yeah, I'm going to say you've done majority of that, haven't you?
Well, there's no point in flogging a dead horse. You know what I'm saying? And I've got plenty of work to do.
And you've got the car, the Toyota, is it, on the go as well?
Yeah. Now,
I've got two kits here from Academy. And they're only little basic kits.
Yeah.
But I'm building them both at the same time because they're both the same colours spraying on them. So I don't want to build one and spray it up and do it, and then start the other one and have to go back and do the same again.
Yeah. I've come to the opinion because when I first started building, I was very much a one kit at a time sort of guy, and then I thought, oh, well, why don't I do one big one and one small one? That way I can get more kits done.
Yeah.
And then I started doing 3 or 4 at a time, which is not uncommon, I know. But now I'm starting to think, maybe, just maybe, I should get as much of these current batch, and that's what it gets down to, batch, done before I take on too many new ones. I will want to take on new ones, let's face it, this is a given. But
yeah, so if you don't mind just popping me on screen, I'll just show the audience what I mean
sure.
by doing 2 at the same time.
Whoops, at this stage, there we go, and no, that's not who I wanted. I wanted you to go solo. Hang on a moment. There we go. There we have him.
Yeah, so here we've got Model 1.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got the shuttle mounted onto the rocket boosters.
Nice. That's cool.
Which looks like that. I've not quite
nice.
finished it. I've got the shuttle and the rocket boosters done. And then you'll see a very familiar shuttlecraft on the back of a plane, which is taken up to orbit.
Yeah, nice.
So that shuttlecraft is exactly the same as this one. And you can see both there.
Yeah, right.
So this is what I was saying about doubling up. Normally I wouldn't do that. But then you've got the plane here that I've got on the sprues, which I'm...
And that's where you get sort of the treble effect.
But
so
it's
you got 3 kits going, really.
It's all white, black and chrome according to the artwork. Now, the only concern I've got... I don't think this main booster here was ever white. I think it was an orangey, yellow ochre kind of colour. So I'm going to do my research before I spray it up and make it more realistic. I know the outsides are white. The two boosters there are white, but I'm sure that was a goldy yellow ochreish, orangish.
Yeah, research is your friend.
The plane itself is white and silver.
Okay, so airbrushing should take care of that fairly quickly for you.
Yeah, brush metal kind of thing, but I don't think I'm going to do any weathering on it because it's such a basic kit and it's quite tiny. I think I'll probably be overcomplicating this particular build.
Yep. Cool.
And to be honest, it's stuck on a shelf. Somebody's going to be stood 3 feet away. They're not actually going to appreciate the weathering or anything on it if I did do it. It's like, the undercarriage of the shuttle there. You could put the burn marks in from coming back in from orbit and stuff. But I think what I will do, though, what this kit has given me the opportunity to do, is put lights underneath, just to light it up. I might have a go at that. That would be my first attempt of adding a bit of drama to a model, but
that's cool.
plenty of room under there for a battery box on that one.
Yeah, nice.
Quite looking forward to cracking on with that one. But the next stage on this secondary one, I already built the shuttle because it was exactly the same as that. And I'll be honest with you, it was that simple. I didn't even need to look at the instructions
Yeah.
to reconstruct that one. This one I need to sit and read the instructions because there is quite a few more parts to put on. Obviously, you see the wings there. We've got the wheel supports there, the struts for the wheels, some flaps.
Yep.
I think what this is doing is, without looking at the instructions, is it's giving me the option to either be in the air because there is a stand that is supplied, or it's wheels down on tarmac.
Do you reckon you're going to go in the air or on the ground?
Not sure. I've not worked it out yet.
Fair enough.
I'm umming and ahhing.
Yeah, I'm normally an on the ground man myself.
I think if it's on the ground, then I'd have to build a small diorama just to encase it to look like it's part of a bigger picture.
Yeah, that'll be very cool, actually.
Not too keen on this stand, to be fair. Incredibly basic.
Yeah, I've never. See, that's the reason I actually put my kits basically as landed or on the ground with the aircraft, is because I'm not a big fan of the clear plastic stands that come with them generally.
Yeah, they're okay, but
and I don't have the fact that I rent where I live means I can't hang things from the ceiling. The landlord's going to get a wee bit toey about that.
Yeah.
Can't imagine why, bastard.
If you move out, you can always put filler back in just to hide it.
Alrighty. Might put us both back onto the. Yeah, that's cool. I've never done any space work before.
This, to be honest, is my first one, but I like the space. I like the space stuff, but I got both these kits for £16.
Oh, that's good, man.
And they're brand new in the box as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's that falls heavily in the category of hard to say no to, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's. It's the first time I've done an Academy kit, and to be fair, it's gone together lovely. No seam lines. Almost.
That's really swish. That's what you want.
The pins and clips that went together went in nice and smooth. I did use the Tamiya extra thin just to buckle and braces, just to keep it together. But I actually used the Tamiya thin as well to act as a filler, so I went over it 2 or 3 times on the seams.
Yep.
And then sanded it back, and it's come out lovely.
Nice. I've got to get some wet and dry so I can do a bit of seam work on the tires of the Advan 11 because they do have a seam on them. They're not nearly as pretty as the Lamborghini ones.
Yeah.
I got to say, still getting still in afterglow about that Lamborghini kit. That's a wee bit sexy.
David's saying I was thinking of getting that kit. Which
Yeah,
which
are you
kit
talking
is that,
about
David?
the Miura or the space shuttle, David? Because Dale's just showing us the space shuttle.
I can give you some dimensions of the space shuttle. It looks big on screen, but it's actually probably only about 8 inch tall, I'd say. I don't think I've got a ruler, to be fair.
Just hacking off the little. For some reason,
I'd say this shuttle one is probably about 8 inch with the base on, and that's how it sits. The Boeing and the shuttle. What's that? 5 inch.
he was looking at the shuttle for sure there, Dale. So
Yeah. Let me show you what's that. 5 inch, 9. The Boeing is maybe 9 or 10 inch. I don't think it actually says on the box the dimensions. Probably does, but it's in Chinese.
yeah, which is very useful for you, I'm sure.
This particular one is the 50th anniversary
Oh yeah, nice.
Academy, the Boeing one. I don't know if you do a Google on that, David, it might help you out. But the scale is 1 to 288. So not
What an
massive.
obscure scale. Oh no, I
Yeah.
think I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an odd scale. Very easy to put together, I must admit.
Normally they're of course divisible by 12.
Yeah, I guess what they've done is just doubled up from the 1 to 1/44.
Yeah. My mum once explained to me, because she used to do a lot of miniatures, and she once explained to me that there's a reason why all the scales are divisible by 12, because then all you've really got to look, because that tells you how many feet it is to an inch.
Yeah.
And because I'm raised around
going,
metric in Australia.
Yeah, seen it going for £14. That's not bad actually, David. That's probably an average price that it goes for, from what I've seen on the auction sites and stuff.
Yeah, right.
I think brand new it's about 20, 21, 22 quid, and then you got postage on that, I think.
Yep.
I just snipe on eBay and then just put a last minute cheeky bid in, and
Oh look, eBay's a winner.
Sometimes I win, sometimes I don't, to be quite honest.
I purchased some medals off of eBay, and it was something I found funny and kind of entertaining, for want of a better choice of words. I guess it was a bit of an endorphin stroke sort of a thing going on. Was that okay? It was an auction.
Yeah.
Of course, the time approaches, and you watch.
Yeah.
And you make your next bid that's higher than whoever's the last one was, and then he counter bids.
Yeah, I always put an extra penny or two on, so it'd be like £15 and a penny.
Well, what I ended up doing, because once I started noticing that every time I went higher, somebody went higher again, and I figured it was one person. So I did the Hold back. Hold back. Time's passing. 30 seconds now. Got him.
I normally put the bid in about 9 seconds left to go.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's how you do it.
and usually it's not enough time for somebody to put a counter bid in.
That's exactly right. That's funny as I find anyway.
I've been on eBay for like 20. It not long after they actually started up, so 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
And over the years, you kind of like pick up little sneaky tips and stuff. I picked up the Night Rider truck and trailer a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
I think I shown it you on one of your streams a few weeks ago.
Yep.
It retails between sort of like £80 and £100. I picked it up for 35 quid. She didn't realise what she was selling. I put a cheeky counter offer and she'd listed it for £40 on auction. I put a best offer bid in for £35 and she accepted it. And I'm like, oh, happy days. I did message her back and said I do apologise that the offer was low, but
I'm actually going to be doing some purchasing very soon. I'm waiting for the final part of my mum's estate settlement to come through, and I will be hitting eBay. I do have a couple of things lined up already. I've got I'm a shocker for this next one. In the same way that here we go. I'm a collector, not just of models.
Yeah.
I collect swords as well. I've done a lot of sword work when I did martial arts, and so unsurprisingly, I collect swords.
Yeah.
I'm starting to do. I started playing bass again.
All right. Yeah.
I've got one bass, and I'm already seeing. Oh, I think I could use a second one for these sorts of occasions.
Yeah.
And so it begins. But yeah, eBay is a great place to start collections of all sorts. My only frustration is that, or one thing I would have liked to have gotten was some of the old German medals of World War II, but it's illegal to do that in Australia now.
All right.
You can get Allied ones, you can get Japanese ones. So, and it's all because of the swastika.
Yeah.
And at the same time, that's completely misrepresented because, of course, a lot of Asian cultures, it's nothing to do with the Nazis.
Well, no, it's like some of the Indian Hindu religions and stuff like that use the swastika.
You got to say, that particular effort with the swastika, there's a serious piece of cultural misappropriation that's just not cool. And there's a deep irony. The Nazis stealing something from cultures who are predominantly people of color.
Yeah.
But hey, they're the Nazis. They can do that. Jesus. Yeah, it's but nonetheless, I would like to have gotten some of their medals just as a collection thing. I do have a couple. I've got some English ones as well. A mate of mine also got me some from, get this one. I thought this is a bit of a win. The Austro-Hungarian Empire, World War I. And I was well impressed. Because, they've been out of commission for some time now.
Yeah.
And I think stuff like that's cool, but it's unfortunate that I do get where some of the legislation is coming from. They want to stop dickheads from doing neo-Nazi shit. But you know, all they do is create a black market for it. And pretty much guarantee you they're going to get it. Now, this is a fairly fresh bottle of Chassis Black, but it's mixing quite quickly. That's good. Got to be happy with that.
David says, I ate it when there is 4 to 5 days to go and someone puts a bid in it and then ups it. Yeah. Familiar territory. And then he goes on to say, I won and missed a number of kits with last second bits. Yeah, I've done it as well. Some things that I seriously wanted. And then it's like 10 pence higher than what you bloody bid. That actually wins the auction.
Yeah, that's all it's got to be is like some trivial, as you say, 10 pence. That'll get you the bid. People will do it. This is like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people have got it down to quite an art, I would suggest.
I have more successes than losses.
Yeah.
To be fair, but I'm also one of them that knows what the product's worth, retail value. I do my research first to see what the retail value is and how much I want to go to.
Yeah, that's probably a good
Because
idea.
I've seen people out there that bid on stuff and it's actually higher than you can buy it brand new.
Yes.
Retail.
I also have a general policy of, in some instances, I'm just not prepared to pay that much. And if other people are, well, good on them. I'm not.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sure we've all got a
I have
certain
a budget and I have a contingency. If it's something that I really want and I know it's at a good price, I'll set a budget and then I'll think to myself, you know what, let's add another £5 on top or something like that.
Well, I mean, it's just a common sense thing, really, isn't it? Now, you know.
But don't overprice it.
No.
Some stuff I've seen go is absolutely ridiculous price of it.
Yeah. One thing I saw a kit. I'm trying to remember which one it was. But either way, it was the kit price was quite reasonable. It was like about 20, 30 bucks. I've looked at it and I've gone, I could do that. And then I've seen the postage, $137.
Yeah.
And it's just like, really? And you really reckon I'm going to pay that, do you?
See, a lot of stuff that I like, it's kind of based in the States. And then when you put the postage on and the export charges, it works out more expensive in the long run.
You got to say $137 postage. But what? How? Is this postage service gold plated or something?
Well, you want it 9-carat gold, don't you?
Oh, look, I would want, for me to pay $137 postage, they don't want to know the sort of follow-up I'd require from that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some kind of, delivered by not just some courier. I want song, dance. I want showmanship. I want all the bells and whistles.
Undelivered. Personal message. Thank you very much. Song and dance.
And more.
There's a lot. If you're still watching, David, there's a lot of flash on this Boeing. Not quite sure where they've got this one from, but There is some flash on it that needs to be addressed. I think I
A
can
flash
do
is a bit of
that
a-
along the way as I glue it.
That's something I've some of the early Airfix kits I've done. The later ones are good, I hasten to add. But some of the early ones, oh yeah, flush. And drive you screaming up the nearest wall. But they were by no means the worst perpetrators of that one. The worst flush experience I had belongs to RS models. And it was so extensive on one of the insides of the wings that I couldn't get the wings together. So I was filing them down, but it was still taking so long. I figured, nah, I'm just going to get the sprue cutters on and then file down from there. And it was such a big piece, it actually took a chunk out of the wing. And you think, that's not meant to happen when you're building your kit. This is bollocks you don't need.
Yeah.
There we go. I tend to put chassis black on the inside of my engine cowlings and stuff. My theory being that it's probably an appropriate color for whatchamacallit's firewalls. And there have been a fair, that's what they'd have had the actual assembly sheets say interior green. I don't think so. I often don't listen to assembly sheets when it comes to paint jobs. But yeah, and yeah. The other thing about the black is that it will make the engine highlight very nicely. It will probably have highlighted nicely against the green, but hey. Alrighty.
Yeah, a little nub in there.
Well, what I'm thinking, because I always have things to do on any given day. I've got a Latin lecture today. I'm learning Latin and German. And so I need to do the Boogaloo at some stage fairly soon. But I reckon that I'll get as much, if I can get all of the chassis black for the firewalls done, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I think the odds of pulling that off are not so flash, but if I get a lot of it done, I'll be happy. It's the bottom line here. I've got about, actually, if I'm going to be 20 minutes, no, I'm not going to get it all done, but I'll get done what I can. Actually, I might go for a bit longer. See how I feel.
I did a bit of German at school. I never took to it, to be quite honest. No Latin whatsoever. It was after the days when it was mandatory to do Latin. I know they used to do it quite a bit in schools. I think back to my mum's generation, I think you had to learn a bit of Latin.
Well, as a language, English is considered a German language, as far as in the language groups. along with Swedish, Norwegian, stuff like that. However, the thing that differentiates it is the Latin influence.
Yeah.
And yeah, Latin was compulsory. I was forced to do it in year 8, and I hated it. They taught it in the most... Look, here we go. Any subject taught correctly should engage students and have them going, wow, this is really interesting, because it should be.
Yeah.
And this is where schools go wrong.
Yeah.
They teach things that could be... Maths is an amazing subject. If it's not taught in a manner, it's as dull as ditch water. You know? Dearie me.
I used to love maths. Maths was one of my probably the better subjects that I got on with.
I didn't enjoy maths at school, but I found it fine, or I find it still fascinating now. And there were 2 things that made me go, wow, maths. One, believe it or not, martial arts.
Yeah.
Because it's all about geometry, circles, triangles,
Certainly
using
is.
the optimal effect. Then you've got... I was reading a book about astronomy, which of course maths is an integral part of. But they explained that the early mathematical philosophers were doing so as a way of defining the world through numbers. And I just thought, of course, how else are you going to define how big something is? What angle something is? How could you do it without numbers? Yeah, right. Now, if somebody had told me that when I was a kid, I'd probably have had far more interest in maths. And so it goes with languages. They taught Latin horribly.
Yeah. We're joined in the chat by Lucas. Welcome aboard,
Jeff,
my friends. Welcome. And then we've got Jeff Light, always a regular. Here's Jeff. Nice
you doing
to
all right,
see
are
you?
Thanks for letting me know that, Dale. I'm shocking for not looking at my chat board, because it's like at about a 90-degree angle to where I'm actually facing. I have to see if I can do something about that when I get my new desk. I have a plan as far as for my desk setup for both modeling and all sorts of things.
Well, I'm planning an extension on my modelling area.
Yeah.
That's everything's on my dining room table.
Well, the problem I have...
so I wanted to allocate an area for 3D printing. One for where I do my painting, and then one for where I actually put the models together.
Yeah. My dilemma, such as it is more a case of just simply not enough space.
Yeah, that's my issue, and that's why I'm just sat working out is the best way that I can kind of like accommodate all that.
I'll give you here we go. Zoom out. You can see that. In fact, you can see I'm just...
Yeah, that's pretty much like my bench, to be honest.
Now, what I'm going to do is the bench I'm getting will go out to about here, like way past.
Yeah.
All the way across to the far corner. I've just got some paint on my bloody phone. There we go. All the way to the far corner there and around to that desk there.
Yeah.
And it's going to have a little hutch on the side. It'll go all the way. So it's going to make my entire situation so much better.
Yeah.
And as there was when in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, when they ate Robin's minstrels, there was much rejoicing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully that'll happen in the next few weeks. It's all part of a bigger plan.
Well, mine's a lot more long term than that. Unfortunately, I'd love to get it done tomorrow and be set up ready.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to have mine done yesterday, mate. But
But real life doesn't
Yeah.
dictate.
Life's what happens while you're making other plans.
Real life comes along and puts a bloody scupper in it. It's like, no, you can't have that.
No, son, that's not for you. Yes, life can be harsh on occasion. But I always console myself with the knowledge that at least I'm not somewhere like Ukraine or Gaza.
Yeah, bad times over there, isn't it?
Oh, look, mate.
Sadly.
My bad days would be so much better than their good days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. I've had some bad times.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's yeah. Enough said on that subject, really.
Yep.
But yeah, it's the trials and tribulations of scale modeling. I remember when I first started doing this, I had such a small little setup and I was happy with that. And I thought, that'll do us. And no, son. No. It becomes a positive form of addiction, I would suggest.
It certainly is. It is very addictive.
At least it's a good thing to be addicted to.
I'm just going to say exactly the same thing, that there are worse things to be addicted to.
Oh, yeah. Yes. If this is the extent of my vice, I'm doing all right. Ha! I just had a mental image of I used to work down a place called Hindley Street in Adelaide, where I live. It's the seediest street there is. It's the main drag.
Yeah.
And I used to see people with some serious addiction issues, but I'm suddenly having a mental image of them. Imagine if the main social addiction, rather than being meth or coke or whatever, was scale modeling.
Yeah.
And seeing streeties walk down the street saying, come on, I just need a bit of air fix. Come on.
I think the world would be a better place if they did go down that route, but you can't see it, to be honest. I need a bit of air fix. I need a bit of Ravel.
These are starting to come together. Which means there shouldn't be much to do tomorrow at all. And we can commence assembly, I would suggest. Indeed, there will be much rejoicing. Alrighty. Just come around here. Almost there. Oh, Scott and Jeff and David the links to if you want to join in. I'm not going to be on too much longer, but I will be on, obviously. A bit further up the chat board if you want to join in. Just let us know. All right. Yeah, I reckon I've got every possibility of getting these, because now I've just got to do these, 4 of these, which means that the firewalls of the engine bays are done. Yeah. Now, yeah, I can do that, I reckon. We can do that. Or there we go. As I mentioned, they reckon on the assembly instructions to do the interior of the engine bay interior green, like the same color as the cockpit. And I seriously don't see that rolling. Just for starters, it's I want to do some pretty major weathering on this, having been being the Memphis Belle and would have a fair bit of grunge, so you wouldn't have thought the engine bays would be too clean. And further to which, again, firewall, not green. There we go. Yeah, we'll get this done. Giggity. That'll be good. I reckon tomorrow we'll do the last of the detailing, which means we can commence assembly on Monday. Although I'm more likely to want to get stuck into the Corolla so that I can get stuck into my Lamborghini.
Yeah. How far off it are you with the Corolla?
Oh, not far to go. All I've really got to do is, and the thing that's actually slowing me down is put the seat belts on. I got some aftermarket seat belts because it didn't come with any.
Yeah.
And sadly, they don't come with assembly instructions.
All right.
Now, you can get them off the net, but it's still just I want to print them off just for ease of purpose, although that's possibly not necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what slowed me down a little bit. Beyond that, once it's done, the hull's pretty much good to go. The cockpit's good to go. It's just pretty much goes of bang, 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 bang. I think that's the technical terminology that's used there anyway.
It is, yeah.
Actually, the phrase I should be trotting out, I saw this clip of Will Ferrell on the set of The Anchorman. And without going into the play-by-play of what he says, which is hilarious, one of the terms he trots out is bing, bang, bong. And so with my the Advan 11, once I get the seat in, bing, bang, bong. It'll take me no time at all to finish. So there's no real excuse to not do so. All the detailing's done. So yeah. Now, Round here. Now to there. All right. Now, something I do need to find out with these is going to be, is there a specific way they go on? Because if they do, it might be worth my while finding out if I can define that area so as I can put the green on top and the Boeing grey underneath without the propellers being involved. Now, the other side of that is I could just be making it too hard for myself and just have to deal. Heaven forfend.
Jeff just said, I see you are a man of my own art, Rob. I do a lot of my painting on the sprue.
Yeah, well, it makes sense to me because you can just get all the stuff done, get it nice and detailed, and at that point, assembly is a breeze because you haven't got to go maneuver yourself around stuff that you put on. I try to maximize the amount that I do on the sprues if I can.
Yeah.
I even go so far as to do the bulk of the outside of the hull of the aircraft before it's even put together, just because it's easier. That is my opinion. But yeah, I was to me, it was like a thing to do. I didn't get put onto it by anybody. I just thought, oh yeah, seems like a pretty obvious way of doing it. But I'm told it's quite unusual. Or depending on what point you do take it to, maybe.
Yeah. I'm just learning as I go. Pick up tips from all the modelers that I follow. And then adapt them into my own way of doing it.
Yeah. It's everybody has different ways of doing it. And sometimes just a little tweak to make it suited to your methodology is a winner. One thing that I never did until, well, I did have I saw in a book about scale modeling. I thought that can't be right. I must be misunderstanding, so I didn't do it. And it's the idea of, there you have it. So yeah, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, I think the sprue's the way to roll with it, Jeff. Yeah. Anyway, what was I waffling about before? It was something about painting. Anyway, but yeah, all the different ways of doing things are very cool. One thing I would say is when you're dealing with smaller scales, it's essential to do it on the sprue.
Yeah.
You're simply not going to get in close to nitty gritty. How are you going to do the cockpit walls of a Spitfire if you don't do it when it's on the sprue?
Yeah.
1:72. Good luck with that.
I've not gone as small as that yet.
You know, I find them, as you might have seen me mention yesterday on Terry's stream, I actually find the bigger scales a little more intimidating.
Yeah.
And the reason for that, I'm just going to finish this last one and I'm going to wind up. The reason for that is because I'm a detail freak.
Yeah.
I look at it all and go, oh my God, it's going to take me ages. And yeah, but that's the joy. Whereas the 1:72, yes, there's a lot of detailing and yada, 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 yada. But it's not as big, and there's certain things you can sort of do to make it a bit easier. But yeah, I guess it depends on what you're used to working with. All right.
Yeah, it does. It does. Absolutely.
I would, however, say that the bigger scales offer some awesome opportunities to detail because of
Yeah.
the fact. I've actually given very serious consideration to investing in. ICM currently have a range of 1:16 figures. Now, 1:16 human figures aren't that big. But they're the guards of the world. They've got things like Grenadier Guard, Beefeater,
1 to
French
16.
gendarme, all that sort of stuff.
1 to 16 should stand about 8-inch tall-ish.
Yeah, it's not too big. So I'm thinking that I wouldn't mind doing them, partly for the different thing to what I would normally do. I'm normally an aircraft man. That's my main shtick, aircraft, but I do anything. But it'll just give me something a bit different, but also just the detail. It would be, I've had a look at them as far as online, and yeah, you can go right the way down to the ribbons on the medals.
Yeah.
That's the shit. That's what you want. This is what you want. This is what you get. Thank you, Johnny Lydon. All right, one last little run around, and then I'm going to wind up for the day. And then I will, in due course, cruise off to, want to have some lunch first and stuff like that. But then I shall go to Latin.
Yeah, I've got an early start in the morning, helping a neighbour out with his flooring, putting some flooring down for him.
In last week in Latin, we learned a bit of a basic few greetings and stuff like that. And it led me to develop a really, really appalling dad level joke. And it's this, because I'll explain first, and then you'll go, oh. When you ask somebody how they are in Latin, quomodo vales. Are you good with that? Now, I've then speculated, did you hear about the Etruscan monitor lizard, the Quomodo dragon? Yeah. Yeah, just leave that there, I would. It's pretty bad. I'm going to throw that one at my Latin teacher tonight, and if he, or today, and if he kicks me out of the class, I won't blame him. Because, yeah, it's terrible. I haven't tried it on my housemate yet.
Don't give up your day job.
Nah, I shan't. Actually, I don't have a day job. I don't require a day job, so I don't. That's why I study Latin, because I can. All right.
Jeff's asking what era of aircraft do you prefer?
Thank you for keeping me up to date on this, Dale. I'm shocking with my chat boards. Like I said, I generally roll with the with World War II aircraft, Jeff. I was raised by my grandparents predominantly when I was young, and they lived just outside of London during the Second World War. And I heard all the tales of the mighty Spitfire, the awesome Lancaster, and the dastardly Messerschmitt. And I was fascinated.
Yeah.
And later on in uni, I actually studied modern European history. Of course, Second World War was a bit of an integral thing. And even studied Nazi Germany as a subject. It was quite fascinating, a little disturbing, but fascinating.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, that's why I go mostly for World War II aircraft. And also, to me, there's something. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm aware that the air war was as brutal and mentally scarring as it was for any other theatre of war. But to me, there is something a little more, for want of a better choice of words, romantic about propeller-driven aircraft. Having a dogfight. It's almost like the last of the mano a mano showdown sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I sort of dig that. So yeah. I haven't built a jet yet. I do plan on doing so. I want to build an F-111 for a friend of mine. His favorite aircraft's an F-111. So these are another thing to do, all in due course. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to wind up, guys. As you've heard me mention, I have places to be. Now, first things first, thank you for watching. I genuinely appreciate it. Any first-time viewers out there, magic button time. Follow, like, or subscribe. Your noses wants to. If you would like to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram, Twitch, and Discord. And I'm Rob the Builder and Food Monster on Twitter. Again, follow, like, subscribe. What can I tell you? Now, tomorrow is Friday. Now, I have an appointment early, so I'm not going to be on the same sort of a time. I'm going to be on later, I would suggest. I'll probably be on, now I was on, 9:30. I probably won't be on that much later, probably 3/4 of an hour later than I was today. At the end of the day, the easiest way I can summate this is that I will be back tomorrow. Similar kit time, but the same kit channel. And I'll catch you all then, hopefully. See yous.
Bye.